All right, so here we are, 2016 Dodge Charger Hellcat, or Hellcat Charger, whatever. You know what it is, 707 horsepower beast of a machine with a supercharged 6.2 liter Hemi. So, by the way, I don't know if the audio is going to be any good on this because I forgot my shotgun mic and I'm trying out some cheap lapel mic that I had stashed away in my stuff. But never driven one of these. Never really had any interest in them, to be honest with you guys. The only interest that I really had was on the Hellcat Miata, which rest in peace. I heard of its demise not too long ago, but here we are. I believe it's a 2016 Hellcat Charger. I'm super stoked. So roll that intro. Alright, so with the initial cost of around $65,000, that was the starting price for this in 2016. Well, you will have to consider a lot of things as to, well, I mean, this is basically a premium car, right? I mean, for 65 grand, it should be a lot. Like, there should be a lot to be included on this thing. Now you can find this particular year, maybe in the high 40s, and well, I guess we'll find out if that price is worth it. So roll that highlight reel, shall we? Go! Well, guess what key we have today, friends? Red key. So I've heard marvelous things about this red key. It's like the Matrix, except you have a choice between black or red. Black or red. So red or blue, you know, whatever. But super stoked. Again, never driven one of these. But let's check out that audio, shall we? Let's just really, I'm so stoked to hear this exhaust, this kitty purr. I mean, it is a Hellcat. So.
Derp. Derpity derp derp derp.
The hell kitty, you know. Anyways, let's mash this beautiful bright red button that says start. It should say launch, or I don't know, something more exciting than just start. But let's do it, shall we? Sounds like a Hemi. Super stoked. Oh, it sounds so good. Then we'll let it warm up here for a second before we take off. It is a chilly day, so so maybe we won't be too aggressive, because again, you know, cold weather, cold roads, and cold tires don't end up in good situations most of the time, if you know what I mean. But with that said, let's look at the interior, shall we? So a lot of the things that I do like about this car, let's start with the seats. The seats are very comfortable. They have, you know, that kind of like bucket seat feel. They are pretty wide. I mean, I can still kind of like slide around. With that said, you have to take into consideration that I only weigh about 147 pounds. I am a stick figure of a man, so maybe for me, this might be too wide, but for you, maybe not. So take that into consideration. I'm about right at 6 foot, so I can see right over the hood just fine. Obviously, you can change that with, you know, all the settings on the seat, all electronic buttons to move all this around. So that's pretty nice. You would expect that with a $65,000 price tag. Again, we're talking brand new. Of course, you're looking at the high 40s, 47 to 49 grand range. So for what do you get for 47 now, 49 grand? On a Hellcat, this only has 25,510 miles. Let's point out the things that I do not like about this car. I already pointed out something that I do like is the seats. The SRT emblem, very much so imprinted on these seats. It looks great. It's ventilated seats as well. So for the driver to be sitting in this, I give it a 10 out of 10. Very comfortable. But we'll go to what I do not like about this car, and it is starting with the plastics on the door, the dash, the center for the steering wheel. I mean, you're paying 65 grand. You at least hope that is something that, match it to everything else in the car, like the side panels. I mean, the seats. Man, even like the shifter is very nicely presented. But these plastic panels are just kind of annoying. The where the horn is on the steering wheel, that's kind of annoying. Just the plasticky feel. The buttons, they just look cheap. They look like something you would see on a Dodge Dart. Even the controllers, the buttons for the AC, launch control, all that kind of stuff. That just looks kind of. There's just nothing excited, nothing luxurious, this is not necessarily a luxury car, but you would expect something at least more presentable from the brand on that. Everything else, like stuff that I do like, is obviously the dash is just awesome to look at. The red dials, this is a sport vehicle, so it does look pretty great. So other things that I do like is also the size of the screen on the dash, for example. It is a very sizable screen. Although I do not like the reverse, which we'll put it in right now. The quality is just not the greatest. I have to tell you that right out of the gate. The 4Runner that my wife drives has a way better it just has way better clarity in general. So that's kind of a bummer. Especially for a 2016, this car is not that old. And the screen is not, I don't know if it's the resolution of the screen, which I doubt it, because if you look at it when you're driving, everything just looks fantastic on it. Unfortunately, when you put it in reverse, I guess it's just the quality of the camera. It's just, it's kind of meh. So, with all of that said, I'm really excited to take off. Now the vehicle has warmed up. I'm going to leave the traction control on for now because, again, it's cold outside. I don't need to be wrecking any $50,000 car. The suspension feels pretty nice, so let's put it in manual, shall we? Get this car past me. So now we're going to test out the transmission. We're going pretty slow. We're going like 40 in third gear, 3,000 RPM. The shifting is not terrible. It's not instantaneous. Again, I wasn't expecting anything like a Ferrari 458 where you just barely tap it and it's in gear. That's not the case here. So we'll wait till we get into a nicer straight. Man, that whine you can hear that whine on that supercharger. It's very, very exciting. Let's see, let's go around this little S curve. Again, we're going taking it easy, strolling. Man, the suspension it feels really nice. Compared to other sports cars which have way stiffer suspension. Yeah. So the pedal shifters actually feel pretty nice. The way that they're shaped, the way that your fingers kind of land on them is really, really nice. I will say that. The cup holder back here, or down here rather, it has a little sliding door, which is nice. It looks kind of plasticky, but like when you touch it, it's actually like more of a softer rubber feel. Let's see. So I dig it. Whoa! Yeah, I felt that get loose real quick. Oh my gosh. That is violent. Woo! I don't even know why they put traction control in this thing. That got loose so quick. Wow. That is, you can't even put that power to the ground. I mean, that was unreal. I didn't even was able to get up to speed. It just got so loose on me. Woo-wee. So yeah, once you get in the upper RPMs, I mean, it is just way too easy to get this thing loose. Wow, it got my heart pumping real quick. I mean, compared to the Z01, here's the nice thing about the Z01. You could put that LT, I forget, whatever engine, which basically, let's pause that thought for a second and go over these train tracks. Very nice. It's actually, in my opinion, better than that Z01 that I drove, which I was going to compare the power delivery comparison on that. Long story short, the Z01 could put that power down and it would get a little bit loose, but you could feel like you could manage it, and it made you feel like you're a way better driver than you are. Because trust me, I am not a good driver. I mean, in the sense of like, I'm not a race driver. So wow, man, that transmission is actually, it's pretty smooth. It really is. Woo-wee! Wow. That is exhilarating. Wow. That was very exciting. Very, very exciting. Did you see how, I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but it got real sideways. Not real sideways, but you know what I mean. Like, it kicked out, definitely got me out of my lane. Whoo-wee. This is an exciting car to drive, but it will spit you out if you're not paying attention. It will spit you out. Which, the one thing that kind of bums me out is that there's something about just mashing your foot to the ground and just feeling that torque and power delivery and just launch yourself into the existence of high speeds. This one, you do that, man, it won't go fast in a straight line. Rather, they will just, won't be able to put that power to the ground. But every time you mash it down just a little bit, you can just feel it get squirrely. Man, is it worth $47,000? Yeesh, I'm not really sure. I'm on the fence, honestly. Ooh, that's a nice Rolls-Royce Ghost over there. Very nice, sir. Much more expensive car. So, what do you get for 47, 49 grand nowadays? Well, you get a beast of an engine, and honestly, that probably most of your money is spent right there, and that's what you really get with $47,000. Now, you can probably buy a GTR for that money as well, and you get all-wheel drive and probably better power delivery, but the interior on this is actually really nice, and this is very, very comfortable. It really is. This is extremely comfortable. It is pleasant to the eye. The interior is very decent, very nice. Again, the little plastic accents that I don't really care for. I feel like with a $65,000 car, you should probably get a little bit more than that. It is driver focused. It feels like you feel like you're hunkered into the car. You're part of the car. You're in the car, as opposed to other cars that kind of feel like, I don't know, that you don't feel that connection. You definitely feel it with this. Traction, obviously it's cold, so I can't really blame it too much on the car, but I mean, it's obvious if you have 707 horsepower at your fingertips. I mean, how are you gonna put that to the ground with just rear-wheel drive? I think all-wheel drive would be absolutely fantastic in this car, but with that said, I mean, it kind of I would take away from the joys of being rear-wheel drive, which is doing donuts and going sideways. But man, is this car exciting! It is an exciting car to drive. It's a pleasant car to drive. So it definitely has that dual, aspect of it where you can daily drive it, enjoy it with your black key, every day, and then every once in a while, if you want to get crazy, take that red key out. So, man, I still don't know if I would spend that money on this. I think I would have to drive a GTR first and make sure that that's exactly what I would like to do. So, anyways, that's all I got for you guys. If you like it, subscribe, like, and share your comments below if you don't like it as well. So in the meantime, drive safe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.